Guys, today we've got one of the most anticipated Jordans of the entire year. Pretty insane collaboration, and honestly, so much more that I can't even pick it up to show you. So let's kick this off with one of the biggest boxes just so I can clear up some floor space. Now this is definitely not the most hyped sneaker, but honestly, I'm pretty excited to check these things out because they look pretty cool. Looks like they've kind of made the packaging a little bit more affordable. Not as premium. Kind of looks the same, but you don't get that 3D branding on the actual top of the box. This is just printed on now. Did not expect this, to be honest, but the box generally feels a lot more affordable. It looks like they just are trying to make a little bit extra money, which, to be fair, the previous packaging was so premium that I don't kind of blame them. But it's a little bit disappointing. All right, let's see the sneakers. Oh, yes. Here we have the Fear of God Adidas Los Angeles Hiker. Wow, this is much more of a tank of a shoe than I was anticipating. These things are pretty sick. I mean, I loved the Los Angeles Runner that Fear of God did. I thought that was a really cool pair of shoes. So this kind of like fall ready hiker version, boot style version, is just a little bit more tanked up. Like you can see, you've got like this rubberized material around like the midsole area, so it's extra durable. The entire upper is made from a really nice suede. Even the sock liner feels super premium. This tongue is extra long. That's a pretty crazy tongue. It's got like all of this extra suede material kind of flapping around on the top. I really like the overall shape of these things. Picked up this colorway and I actually really like them. Honestly, if you were kind of like, I like them but not that much, maybe you could even wait for these things to go on sale, because that might actually happen like the rest of the collection. I don't think these things sold out. There was two colorways, this tan one and then an all over like black or brownish pair. But honestly, I definitely prefer this one. I really do like that shape. The way that the back kind of peeks out a little bit is pretty cool. All right, let's get into this one. Honestly, guys, I don't know what the majority of this stuff is because some of them are like legit mystery boxes. But some of them I just forgot what I freaking ordered. What do we have in here? Ooh, I think I know what this is. So I know I ordered like, I think both of the pairs from this collaboration. So this is Puma and ASAP Rocky. Let me pull these out to find out what shoe this is. Ooh, nice drawer box. It's kind of designed like a toolbox, I think. Damn, this is the Puma Inhale ASAP Rocky. Interesting. I mean, very cooked. Like you are getting a pair of shoes that looks like it has been beat down in some kind of garage where they were like fixing up cars or something. Extra pair of laces, which are what color? Just black, I guess. Yeah, just plain black. And that is about it. It's actually a pretty cool model for the price point. I think these are like 115 pounds, which in the US is probably like 130. You do have to be someone who does really like that cooked aesthetic. Look at that. Even the suede has like these black scuff marks all over it. This is supposed to be white, this Puma logo, but that also has a bunch of black scuffs. The midsole is very, very dirty looking, and it's pretty realistic on this pair. Like I've seen some distressing and it doesn't really look very well done. This is as well done as distressing can be. You've got like a little bit of rubber around the toe box. They do another version that is not like all aged or distressed or worn down, whatever you want to call it. So if you're someone who doesn't like this aesthetic, which I know there's a lot of people, they do a different version if you do just like the look of this model, which I do. But I particularly like this red and black one. Like that is a really, really cool look. I'm impressed. Puma and ASAP Rocky out of nowhere came up with a really solid pair of sneakers. Look at this. Flacco on the top there. That's pretty dope. All right, we got a brown paper bag on this one. Again, not entirely sure what this is. Ooh. Okay, hear me out on this one. It's a lifestyle sneaker from Hoka that I thought looked really cool. And if it's Hoka, it's probably going to be very comfortable. Wow, this is crazy. This is the Hoka 11X or 11 Evolution, something like that. Oh my, this upper is so soft. What even is this? You know what, guys? This might be a pretty sick model. This is pretty dope. As you can see, like the upper has this insanely soft, it could be suede, but it really kind of feels a little bit like a felt material. It's very, very soft. And then you have like this leather panel around the side, which looks really cool. Soft to the touch as well. Obviously, you're getting like the classic Hoka ginormous stack of cushioning underneath. Decent ankle padding. It's really interesting to see Hoka creating a lifestyle sneaker like this, because it's kind of like they understand how in trend they are right now, and they're like, hey, let's capitalize on that. Let's put some lifestyle models out there, and I think these look really, really cool. I am actually just gonna slip my feet into these things because I'm so curious to find out how a Hoka lifestyle sneaker feels. Is it super comfortable? Does it look good? Just a quick little slip on. Ooh, they're very lightweight as well. Slip on nicely. Wow. You know what? I don't know how much you can see. I'm gonna keep my leg up here for a little bit. These look really, really cool. This is like a weird mixture of like, you kind of feel like they're almost running shoes, but when you look down, they're not, because they have all of like these non-traditional running shoe elements, like the suede, like this toe box. They're definitely thick, so there's that, but I'm liking these a lot. One downside about these things is that they are pretty expensive, so there is that. I think they're like damn near 200 bucks. You are paying a decent amount for them. All right, we got another pair over here. God, do I even need a freaking knife? This thing is just gonna peel right open. What is this? Okay, yeah, this must be the next Puma ASAP Rocky sneaker. But it's a little bit crazier. Very different packaging on this one. Now, this is an expensive pair of shoes. Very expensive for what it is. This is the Puma Mostro 3D. Interesting. Okay, so this feels very strange. Not really like any other 3D printed shoe that I've felt before. It almost feels like a bit plasticky rather than the other 3D printed shoes that I've tried from like Zellerfeld and stuff like that. They're a little bit bouncy and a little bit more like soft. These are very hard and they don't feel like I don't know, like, can you tell from the way that it's squishing and the way that the material slowly comes back up? It's got like a melted plastic type feel. Are they actually practical? Interesting feel on foot. Definitely not like squishy and spongy. In fact, it's really hard around the heel area. That just feels like solid. I don't think there's much, if any, cushion underneath your heel. Like, I could probably tear this material here very easily. Kind of looks like it's already cracking, if I'm honest. Can you see? I don't know how up close I can get this camera, but I'll try and show you with the B-roll. It looks like there's a little crack in it already. And these are like 250 pounds, which is probably close to $300. Even some of the paint is wearing off, like down here. Yeah. Okay, these are probably not going to hold up very well. Interesting design. I just don't know how well this 3D printed material is going to hold up with the paint on top. It might be a little bit of a weird one, but hey, it looks pretty cool. Definitely would not recommend picking these up if you expect to be walking around for a long time and for these things to hold up. All right, listen, we got to get into this one because I am ultra excited about it. It's from a company who hit me up and they were like, yo, can we send you this pair of shoes? And when I saw them, I was like, hell yeah, I want to check these things out. The interesting thing is that they sent me 2 boxes, so I don't know what else is in here. We're gonna find out together. Holy hell, this box is crazy. So the brand's name is a little bit crazy. It's called Panda Prank, and they create basically like custom shoes, but like in a completely different way. It's not like your regular custom. Take a look how massive this thing is. Very high quality packaging and everything. Holy. So this is the Pro Trekking System, I think is what they're calling it. Let me put this box down because it is heavy. What you're looking at is pretty much just like a pair of shoes that doesn't really exist. This is a mixture between what you can tell on the upper is a pair of Dunks, but then they completely retooled the entire thing. So it has like this thick Vibram outsole, which is for like trekking, I guess, like hiking. They've swapped out the laces for like this very thin kind of, I don't know what you would call this, like a quick release system where you could just like a little lace toggle. You've also got some extra laces on here, which is this brown one and this yellow one. This midsole feels decently soft. It's got a completely new insole as well, which feels softer than a regular pair of Dunks. Wow. This is such a cool looking pair of shoes. I need to see what else is in here because this can't be the only thing. Okay, so underneath here, you've got like a little false bottom under here, and then inside you get a shoe box. So this must be the original Nike box, and inside here you get a bag. Oh, is that extra insoles? What is this? Oh shit. Okay, so they sent the original outsoles from a regular pair of Dunks, which is this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I have never seen a pair of outsoles not attached to a sneaker before, so this is pretty wild. And then I guess you get like the original laces and the original insoles as well, just to kind of showcase these are the parts that they took off and replaced with those huge Vibram ones. But these things are so sick. This is the pair that they showed me. Obviously, like I said, they did send another package. We might as well take a look at what the hell is in there. All right, I'm assuming this is another pair of shoes because it's pretty heavy. They did not tell me what's in here. They haven't showed me anything either. They just said that they were going to send the other ones, but 2 packages turned up, completely custom packaging, and you've got make some changes on the side. Let's see what we got in here, guys. Ooh, okay. So we got an ACG box. Okay, so this is more like a custom shoe. So they've made some adjustments to an ACG Mountain Fly 2. They got some freaking fake ice cubes on there, I guess is what it's called. Holy. So I'm not even entirely sure what they've done to this pair of shoes, because I don't know if this like kind of exists or if this is a completely new thing for the ACG Mountain Fly 2. I've tried this sneaker model out before, but what it looks like is that it's completely custom painted on the midsoles to have like maybe original color was like that or something. But this is dope nevertheless. I really like the look of these things, and I like the little added extras. You can see they've added like their labels, so maybe they've completely changed the materials on here. I'm not entirely sure. Thank you, Panda Prank, for sending this over. I think this is just so freaking cool. Highly recommend checking these guys out if you're into like custom shoes. I know that they do a ton of really, really cool stuff. If you're into any of that, I highly recommend even just having a browse at some of the stuff. They're super creative. As far as I'm aware, these things are actually going to have like an actual release, I think on the 15th of October. Final package. Let's get into this one. It is the biggest release, which actually has a lot of weirdness going on with the release. Like apparently they're not canceled, they're postponed. A little bit of a battered and bruised box, which is a little bit annoying because this is one of the very special aspects of this sneaker. Yeah, so they're a little bit beat up, but this is the box. Very, very cool. You got MJ over there with the shoes around his neck. That's what's inside. So let's pop these things open. Special paper. Very, very nice. Here they are, the Jordan 1 Black Toe Reimagined. Interesting. Okay, so extra laces are actually on the shoe. So you get the double lace thing that they did on the Lost and Founds. No like little cardboard boxes or anything, but you get red and you also get black, which I'm sticking with the black on this one. It's the same thing they did with the Black Toe Lows, where it's like the red doesn't really match the red on the upper. So they're like super loud. I definitely prefer that black color. That's interesting though. So these do have a little difference from like the last Black Toe release, where they have like, now it's a black tongue instead of the white tongue. I'm not entirely sure if I prefer them, but I don't know. Do you guys prefer the black or the white tongue? I think that's going to be up for debate heavily, along with the biggest change on this pair of shoes, which is the Air Jordan text on there, which is a little bit controversial. Some people hate this, some people kind of like it, but I think the main thing we got to respect is the storytelling and the reason why they're doing that. They're not just doing that for the sake of this being a little bit different. They're like, hey, we want to change something up. We got to do something. And the story behind this is basically like, this pair of shoes obviously exists. It exists, right? MJ is wearing it, but it's based off of a sample that never actually released. I think this pair was even before the Jordan 1 sneaker actually dropped. And I think there's only like maybe a couple pairs out there in existence. And this one's also signed just like the originals. So the originals being like the 1-2 samples that actually exist of this thing. I believe MJ gave them away and he signed it, and that's why we have a little signature on the inside, which is so hard to actually see. You really have to look up close, but it says, "My very best, Michael Jordan." Now, the second biggest thing is, of course, going to be the materials. So how do the materials feel? Pretty mid, not gonna lie. It's not the best Jordan 1 leather that I felt, but it's certainly not the worst either. So the story behind the release of these things is the 18th of October was the original scheduled launch. That's when they were supposed to drop. A bunch of early pairs were out there. Like some retailers even had pairs of these things. Last minute, it, it suddenly turned out that they're now delayed until 2025, which is very weird. We haven't actually seen a release get delayed that close to the real drop. So not entirely sure what's going on there. I've heard things like they haven't got shipments over yet, or all of the shipments are delayed. But nevertheless, the resale price on these things right now for an early pair is very, very low. This is a solid freaking pair. Yes, it has some pretty big changes to it, and I think the jury's still out on that one. I'd love to know from you guys, what do you think about this down in the comment section? Are you going to be going for them when they do drop, either October 18th in some regions, or they might just be completely delayed until 2025? Are you going to be going for them? Let me know your thoughts down there. But guys, that is all of the sneakers. Thank you guys for coming through, and if you want to check out another video, all you got to do is click that one right over there.